evening, everyone. Thanks so much for joining us on this Sunday. I'm Lindsay Davis. We begin tonight with the war in Iran now entering its fifth week. More than 50,000 American troops are now in the Middle East. This is 3,500 Marines and sailors have arrived in the region. President Trump is said to be considering his...
Tonight, growing concern the U.S. could soon put boots on the ground for military operations inside Iran.
Major news as the United States now has 50,000 troops in the Middle East. This is 10,000 more troops than what is normally there. And this includes the Marines that have been sent in and other forces that Trump has sent to the region. And we are learning now that the Gerald R. Ford has withdrawn from the region, and the number of troops on that ship is not part of this count.
We now have a total of 50,000 American soldiers in the Middle East, with an additional 3,500 sailors and Marines arriving in the Middle East just now, and thousands of Marines are being prepped to deploy to the Middle East, and the Pentagon is preparing for weeks of limited ground operations inside of Iran. The plans could involve raids by...
Shalom, all praises, all power, all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakaha, Kwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who teach one and rule well, who taught me this truth. Peace and salutations and blessings to the Akyam, the fellow laborers, the hopeful elect, pushing this truth at risk of their own lives through the four corners of the earth. To the Akwat, listening and learning, sincerity and the truth and the silence, Shalom. It's your brother Shema from the GMS Toronto camp, here in Toronto. Here's another lesson, right? Nothing too long, a quick hit, current events, right? You miss a day, you miss a lot, right? But these troops, they're not coming back, right? They're not coming back, right? This is the prequel as to what is going to happen. All roads lead to the MOTB. And we know the MOTB will be mandatory worldwide before World War III. But what we're seeing is the prequel, right? The mobilization, right? Because we know down there is where the American troops, according to prophecy, that's where they're going to be. Joel 2:20, and it reads, "But I will remove far off from you the northern army," right? America the Great, Babylon the Great, their troops, they'll be mobilized, right? And we're seeing the start of that. Hey, listen, no troops that go down into the Valley Decision, none of them are coming back. And will drive him into a land barren and desolate, right? And down there in the Middle East, right? The Levant, Saudi Arabia, Iran, Iraq, right? It's desert. Look at this word barren. Strong's H6723. Strong's H6723. Siyah, right? Dryness, drought, desert. Okay. In the Strongs, from an unused root meaning to parch, aridity, concretely a desert, barren, drought, dry land place, solitary place, wilderness. And I had it queued up, right? This is all desert, man. Down here in the Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Jordan, south of Turkey, Syria, Damascus, Yemen, right? Drought, barren. And it reads, "And will drive him into a land barren and desolate with his face toward the East Sea," right? The East Sea being the Persian Gulf, and his hinder part toward the utmost sea, right? The Red Sea, right? You see the map there, the Persian Gulf, the East Sea, and its hinder part, right, the Red Sea, right? This is where, listen, these troops they're not coming back. And his stink shall come up. And why is his stink going to come up? Dead bodies. And his ill savor shall come up because he hath done great things, right? They will be destroyed, right? What is it saying? Isaiah 34. As a matter of fact, 2 and 1. Joel 3 and 1. Joel 3 and 1, it reads, For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, I will also gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Yahweh-Shaphat, right? The valley of the Lord's judgment, right? The valley of decision down there in the so-called Middle East, a land barren and desolate, and will plead with them there for my people, plead meaning to judge, and for my heritage, right? The Israelites beginning with the elect, and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations and parted my land, right? Scattered among the nations. The Israelites were scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, right? Parted my land, the land of Israel. It's been parted. Who's there? Amalek. Right? So all nations are going to be mobilized for the war of Armageddon. We're seeing the prequel of what is to come. Let's close. Nothing too long. Just some precepts going into prophecy. Isaiah 34 and 1. Come near, ye nations, to hear, and hearken, ye people. Let the earth and all that is therein, the world, and all things that come forth of it, for the indignation of the Lord Yahweh is upon all nations. Right? All nations. Indignation being righteous anger. The Lord is going to judge all these heathen nations, man. And 2/3 of our people going to perish. And any American soldier who's down there, 2/3 Jakes or amongst the or these other nations, they're not coming back. And his fury upon all their armies, right? The Lord's fury is upon all their armies. All armies that are down there in the valley of decision. He hath utterly, we're reading the final credits. What we're reading here is the end all be all, the end game of what is to come. We're reading the final credits of the movie, the Lord's movie. He hath utterly destroyed them, right? Past tense. The Lord Yahweh B'Shem El Shai will have the victory. He hath utterly destroyed them. He hath delivered them to the slaughter. Right? All these nations, all these armies, Babylon the Great's army, Gog, Magog, the IDF, NATO, the EU. Verse 3 is the point. Their slain also shall be cast out, and their stink, right? The stench of death shall come up out of their carcasses, right? Corpses, dead bodies, man. And the mountains shall be melted with their blood. The mountains, these governments, right? Nothing, listen, all these nations are going to be brought low in that day. Right? It says in Isaiah 2, the haughtiness of the, I'll get it. Isaiah 34 and 4, and all the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll. That's that mushroom cloud. And all their hosts shall fall down as the leaf falleth off from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. And what causes a mushroom cloud? Thermonuclear intercontinental ballistic missiles. For my sword shall be bathed in heaven, the missiles. Right? The sword of the Lord, Yahweh B'Shem El Shai, the missiles. It's an instrument the Lord, it says in Isaiah 59, behold, I have created the waster to destroy, an instrument for his work. Isaiah 59, I believe it's 4. Isaiah 54:16, and it reads, behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and the smith is these nuclear physicists, and that bringeth forth an instrument for his work, right? And what's the instrument for his work? Whose work? The Lord Yahweh Shema Shai. The instrument is these missiles. And I have created the waster to destroy, right? The Spirit of the Lord is going to be on these missiles. Isaiah 34:5, for my sword shall be bathed in heaven. Behold, it shall come down upon Idumea, right? Idumea, the Greek word for Edom, right? And the hub city of the Edomites, Basra, aka America, spiritual Nineveh, spiritual Assyria, spiritual Sodom, spiritual Egypt, right? And upon the people of my curse to judgment, you Edomites, beginning with you elites, right? The Lord is going to pour out his fury upon Esau, Edom. Right? Yeah, that's it on that. That's it on that. Not too long. Right? But these troops ain't coming back, man. So with that, call Allah, Yahweh, Bashim, Yahshai, Bashim, Rakah, Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of great millstone to teach one rule well. Shalom to the elect.